I deserve that. It's that permit. 6 figures.
Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance. We are inside M&T Bank Stadium, Maryland. The two teams emerging to the approval of this Baltimore crowd. The Ravens will match up with the Cleveland Browns. Time for a much-needed and much-welcome diversion. The NFL is back. Here we go, Week 1. And a fair catch signaled for. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And not much to speak of.
A fly partner, and in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability, and this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
57, Mike.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And he fires one that's intercepted. Troy Hill picks it, and his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. They may have thrown the interception, obviously less than ideal, but I think they also sent a message that they're going to push the ball downfield in this one.
Yeah, not afraid to take their shots right away, huh? What was that, like a 9-9-9 route? 9 meaning go? Just went ahead and went for it. Didn't work out so well because it certainly appeared the defense was prepared. But I'm with you. Okay, so it didn't work this time. Doesn't mean we won't try it again later.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Hey, we're 33.
They go play action. Mayfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham, 57 yards. And the Browns have taken the early lead. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns.
Browns 7, Ravens nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
At the 29-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He'll have a first down past the 40, and he'll finally be taken down just shy of midfield. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Dobbins, the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From midfield now, here's Jackson. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl quarterback Denzel Ward. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 2nd and a couple, Mayfield. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tyus Bowser gets him for a loss of 10 yards from his linebacker spot. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep over the middle, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
Brings up
Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100%. In his rookie year, as head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy. And when so?
And for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Troy Hill picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So now it's 2 straight drives that end with an interception.
And the first time, the first interception, they ended up getting 6 points out of it and taking the lead. Now they have an opportunity to increase that lead after their 2nd pick on 2 drives.
Pernell McPhee in there on the stop. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Now a play fake here on first down. Man open left side is Brown. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
That's good.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Check 43. 36. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Let's go, tight. Check. Press down.
Jackson now off the bootleg, rolling to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Second down at 5. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Score Browns 7, Ravens nothing.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Jackson from the shotgun. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Browns defense stands tall.
Turnover on down.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Made at the 49-yard line. A gain of 1 yard. 1st down, Browns.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. He'll let it go. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
The Browns first
So
down.
now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. A run for Nick Chubb. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Stop short of the
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you got all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Tack McKinley. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
19-yard line.
Sliding out of the pocket. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Jackson. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
McCrane on for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0.
Makes the score Browns 17, Ravens nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but and my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
No, not today.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
So 2nd and 4 from the 22. Now Chubb. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. But you might remember Nick Chubb. He had a heck of a game last year in Week 4 in what turned out to be a 40-25 Browns win over these Ravens. He finished with 165 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Of course, never fear for the Ravens, though. After that loss, they went on a run. They would win their next 12 in a row to finish the regular season at 14-2. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
2nd and a yard.
From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On 2nd down now, it's Hunt, and he's in. Touchdown, Browns.
Touchdown.
Taking it in from 4 yards out, and the Browns add on to their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And he's got it up and through.
Makes the score Browns 24, Ravens nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
The 33-yard line.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Justin Tucker to kick off football.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And no fireworks to start the half. This